Hi and welcome back to our educators. So for today I'm going to continue with question number 2 for test yourself 6.3. Okay, so I will be discussing two questions, question 2 and 3 in this video. So it's going to be a lengthy video, but whatever it is, I want you to pay attention on this question number 2 and number 3 because this is famous SPM question. Okay, so nak tak nak you kena tengok jugalah. Okay, so I already did the Malay version untuk this exercise test yourself 6.3, but tak apa, now I'm going to do English version pula. So pastikan you orang tengok lah. Okay, fine. Without any further ado, we'll get started. Okay. Second question. Okay, the question is, why does ammonia solution NH3 has the same concentration as potassium hydroxide but have a lower pH value? So usually this type of question yang selalu naik, which can be asked in section A, section B, or even in section C in your paper 2. Like they will give you two beakers. Okay, this is beaker 1, this is beaker 2. Okay, maybe they put you different acids. Okay, and they show you they show you the pH meter lah. Okay, something like that, and they label it. Okay, HCl 0.1 mole decimeter cube, CH3 COOH 0.1 mole decimeter cube, and then why does this one shows 0.8, this one 3.5, something like that. So this question is what we are expecting to come out in SPM 2024, and I hope that you can score after you see my video. So make sure for those yang tengok this video, you share to your friends. Although it's a lengthy video, you boleh pause and tengok lah. Okay, so if let's say you get a question in your exam, they give you two solutions, they say both of the solution have same concentration but they have different pH value, so I gave you a few tips to answer. Okay, this is what my teacher taught to me lah. Okay, wait. Right here, tips. Okay, so I'll just close that page first. Okay, I already closed that page. Okay, I'm focusing on the tips. Okay, so the first tips, okay, is the way to answer. Okay, so there are 5 sentences that should be there compulsory. Okay, number 1, you say or compare which one is stronger. Compare which one stronger and weaker. Okay, so if let's say you have both set, then you say lah, set A is strong acid or strong alkali, while set B is weak alkali. Okay, you have to say like that. So this is your first tips. Okay, then what is your second tips? Okay, your second tips is after you compare the strong acid and a weak one, okay, then you say about the ionization. Okay, compare the ionization. So you say lah, which one ionizes completely and which one ionizes partially. Okay, so this is the keyword, should be the ionizes completely and partially, but remember that you have to say that it ionizes completely and partially at where. So acid or alkali only can ionize completely or partially in water, so you have to mention that. And then your third point should be about the concentration. Okay, if let's say ionization of acid occurs, so it is the concentration of hydrogen ions, or if let's say it's the ionization of alkali occurs, so the ionization is about hydroxide ion. Compare the concentration of H plus ions, hydrogen ions lah, or OH minus ions. So you see lah, what they gave. If they gave you acid, it is H plus ion. If they gave you alkaline, it is OH minus ions. So when the pH, when the concentration you compare, then only you talk about the pH value. So you compare. Okay, compare pH value. Okay, so how you want to compare? Say lah, which one is higher, which one is lower. Okay, so you can see that from the just now, like the analogy that I gave you, the question already might give you the pH scale. Okay, and then the last one is theoretical sentence. Okay, this theoretical sentence is what we call as a compulsory 5th mark sentence. Okay, what does this theoretical sentence should be? Okay, if let's say you were given an acid, okay, then you have to say, yeah, I show you the textbook. Okay, if they give you an acid, then you just have to mention something about this. Okay, so the sentence that I usually love to mention is, when the concentration of hydrogen ions higher, right? Okay, you want to put hydrogen also can, or you want to put H plus also can. Hydrogen ions higher, what does it shows? The pH value should be lower lah. The pH value is lower. This is what you should answer. Okay, for acid, the theoretical sentence. Okay, while if let's say you got an alkaline, okay, I use this pen. Okay, when the concentration of hydroxide ions higher, the pH value is higher lah, right? The pH value is higher. Okay, this is how you write. So basically these two box is something that what I'm writing here I wrote just now, but it's just like I use in words form. Okay, why does this sentence should be there? Because this sentence is reflecting the relationship between the concentration and pH value. So you should able to put all these informations when you want to compare two sides. Okay, so like this one, when I move to that page, that particular page, yeah, so this one is about ammonia solution and potassium hydroxide. So this is the way to answer. Okay, so I already show you the tips to answer. Okay, come, I put a box first for it. So this is a thing that you should copy. Okay, no reasons for everyone, even for my students also, rajinkan diri untuk copy, jangan tak copy Okay, so I'm done with my notes, so you boleh capture. Okay, so now kita masuk. Okay, according to my tips, okay, according to my tips, we answer this question. Question number 2. Okay, first point, okay, I put A lah. Okay, what does I say the first point? You should compare which one is strong acid or alkali and weak acid and alkali. So here is both about alkali, so compare lah which one is strong, which one is weaker. So I already restate in the previous video, in your syllabus you only have one weak alkali, that is ammonia solution, and other alkalis, other base that you learn is everything is strong one. Potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, everything is strong one. Okay, so you have to state that one at the first sentence. Potassium hydroxide, hydroxide is a strong alkali. Okay, it's comparison sentence, so you should have the phrase to show that you are compare. So I love to use while ammonia. Okay, it's because they don't have solution doesn't mean that you shouldn't put the solution. Better to put the solution lah. So like here they have ammonia solution, while ammonia solution is weak alkali. So according to my tips, I already said to you that the first sentence should be comparison. So I already compared the given solvent. Okay, then I put my second sentence. Okay, according to my tips again, what is the second sentence should be? Compare the ionization. Maksudnya which ionizes completely, which ionizes partially. So you say that potassium hydroxide is strong alkali. So strong alkali means it ionizes completely. Betul tak? I already told to you, right? Okay, kalau strong maksudnya dia punya ionization adalah completely. So put lah potassium hydroxide ionizes completely. Okay, don't just say ionizes completely and then you just jump to the next one. Say completely. Ionizes completely in water. Don't forget this in water, then it is wrong. Okay, while ammonia solution, okay, ammonia solution is a weak alkali. You only said up there. So when it is a weak alkali, this ionizes partially. Where does it ionizes partially? In water as well. Ionizes partially in water. So settle lah. This is your second sentence. Okay, so I already compare about the ionization. Okay, now I compare about the concentration. Okay, because this is an alkali, so the present ion is, we can see the presence of hydroxide, not hydrogen. Don't say hydrogen. Hydrogen only for acid. Okay, so compare lah. The concentration of which one? The concentration of hydroxide ion. Okay, later I will show you the full answer. Okay, you can snap. Okay, the concentration of hydroxide ions. Okay, because concentration of hydroxide ions in potassium hydroxide. Okay, because we say it ionizes completely, so the concentration of hydroxide ions in potassium hydroxide is higher lah. Betul tak? So akan dia ionizes completely, semua dah jadi ions, is higher, while the concentration of hydroxide ions in ammonia solution is lower lah, because it ionizes partially only. Betul tak? So this is the way to answer. Ammonia solution is lower. Okay, you have to comment lah, you have to bagi the the comparison tu betul-betul jelas, because you have to anggap that pemeriksa tak tahu apa-apa. So when you terang that she can understand, so that is the way that you should terang. Okay, so after we talk about concentration is directly linked out with the pH value. So the pH value for which one? The pH value for potassium hydroxide is higher. Why does potassium hydroxide punya pH value higher? Because kan dia strong alkali. So when dia strong alkali, dia ionizes completely in water. When dia ionizes completely in water, more hydroxide ions present. So when more hydroxide ions present, pH value dia higher lah. Kan untuk alkali dia punya reason tu macam tu. So everything is interconnected tau. So if let's say your first sentence pun dah salah, you tak tahu nak bagi tahu yang mana strong, yang mana weak, so yang lain semua salah lah. So you kena ingat kat sini. Faham tak? Is higher while don't say lower, while the pH, bagi full, while the pH value for ammonia solution is lower. Okay, so this is how you should compare. You betul-betul compare. Faham tak? Jangan you simply compare. Like let's say lah, you go to a shopping mall. Okay, product promoter dia datang, dia promote kayu, dua produk kan, mesti dia kata bau ni macam ni, while bau, you see the subject tu memang ada bau. So when you're comparing here, so the subject must have. So if you're talking about the pH value, so you say pH value of potassium hydroxide is higher, while the pH value for ammonia. So that is the one, the full sentence. Jangan kata potassium hydroxide pH value is higher than ammonia. Macam tak berapa lengkap. Tak, we want best sentence, the very clear one. Okay, so now we already talked about concentration and pH value, right? So now you restate the relationship between concentration and pH value. So when the concentration of what? Of hydroxide ions higher, like what I told just now lah, higher, the pH value is higher. So kenapa I ask you to write this one? Because pada 1 tahun skema SPM memang dia minta, okay, for you to write this one. So if you didn't write at that year, memang ramai tak dapat markah kelima ni. Okay, because they doesn't state the relationship between the concentration and pH value. So you have to state so that lengkap dapat 5 markah tu. So at that year memang sangat rare lah jumpa jawapan yang lengkap sangat macam ni. Okay, this is a best answer. Okay, let's say saya jadi pemeriksa. Okay, macam mana saya akan tanda? Okay, wait, take my red pen and my highlighter. Okay, I use green color highlighter. Okay, so we are talking about ammonia solution, weak alkali, and potassium hydroxide, strong alkali. So adakah spelling betul? Okay, we'll see the spelling first. Spelling also play important role. Okay, betul. Solution ada untuk ammonia. Okay, betul. Then you say this one is strong. Okay, and this one is weak, and you have that keyword while. Okay, so you are comparing both of these. Tiga benda ni ada, dapat your first mark. Okay, so I put 1 lah at here. Okay, then your second mark is about the ionization. You say potassium hydroxide ionizes completely in water. This whole thing ada bawah markah. Ionizes completely in water. Don't say ionizes in water ke atau ionizes completely lah. Itu memang sangat salah sebab we want the full thing. Where does it ionize? So it ionize in water only. Betul tak? Sebab whatever your alkaline, your acid should be, it only can ionize. The ionization or dissociation only can occurs in water. Betul tak? So tengoklah betul-betul. And then ammonia solution ionizes, okay, don't say halfly, partially in water. Ni betul ada. And I compare with the word while again, dapat your second mark. Okay, how about your third mark? Okay, you have to talk about the concentration of hydroxide ion in potassium hydroxide higher. Okay, concentration of hydroxide ion in ammonia solution lower. Yeah, correct, that's the thing. Okay, because when it is a strong, the strong and weak lah yang tentukan dia punya concentration, like what you done up here. You see weak alkali ionizes partially, produce a low concentration of hydroxide ion. So this is a whole package macam mana nak jawab. That is what I did here. Faham tak? This is the way to answer. So you dah ada concentration. So from concentration you boleh link out concentration dengan pH value, because the more hydroxide ions, the more pH value, or the more hydrogen ions we have, the less the pH value. So you kat sini kena bagi tahu pH value for potassium hydroxide higher, while the pH value for ammonia is lower. Betul tak? With the word while. So dapatlah markah ke-4. Markah ketiga aku tulis ke tak tadi? Ni markah ke-3. Okay, then markah ke-5, this hubungan. Ada hubungan ni baru dapat markah. So you say when the concentration of hydroxide ions higher, the pH value is higher. This one is a general term yang pada 1 tahun tu memang ramai tak tulis. So after that memang when we teach, we insist our students to write this one. So this is a complete set of A+ answer. Macam ni yang you kena jawab. So yang nak screenshot boleh screenshot soalan nombor 2 ni. This is how to answer the whole question number 2. 2 ni ada 5 ayat. So fulfill tak my 5 ayat? Yeah, fulfill. I already compare which one strong and weak. I already compare the ionization completely and partially in water ada. Then I compare the concentration. Yeah, I compare. Then I bagi tahu the pH value, and then baru saya habiskan dengan theoretical sentence. So dah ada semua ni, baru pemeriksa pun sejuk hatilah nak bagi markah. So this is a complete set of A+ answer. So saya nak you jawab macam ni. My student wajib salin this jawapan yang saya akan check in next class. Okay, next kita nak jump soalan nombor 3. Okay, so this video is getting longer, but it's okay, no problem. Okay, this color. Okay, nombor 3. Okay, Okay, based on the tips that I already give to you, I give you 10 minutes. You boleh pause video ni, cuba you jawab dan check lepas ni dengan saya. So saya rasa 10 minit you dah habis. Okay, so kita go. So baca soalan. The pH value 0.1 mole decimeter cube nitric acid is different from the pH value still same 0.1 for oxalic acid. Explain. Okay, maksudnya dia bagi dua set acid, dia kata concentration same but the pH value is different. That's what they're trying to say. So just same like soalan nombor 2, but bezanya soalan nombor 2 use alkali, ni use acid, tu je beza dia. So the answers are mostly same je, but kat sini strong alkali kita akan tukar jadi acid and kita gantilah nama acid yang sesuai. Okay, bye. Kita go. In your syllabus, I already told you belajar 3 acid kuat saja, 3 strong acid sahaja, which is nitric acid, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. So by time you dah tahu dah, mestilah nitric acid ni strong acid. Logic tak? So write lah. The first sentence is compare which one is strong, which one is weak. So we know that nitric acid is strong acid, so nitric acid, or you want to write HNO3 pun boleh, is a strong acid, while oxalic acid, okay, apart from that three, semua adalah weak acid. Faham tak? So while oxalic acid is a weak acid. Dapatlah. This is the first comparison sentence. Dah cantik. Okay, then second one. Okay, after you say about strong and weak, what is your second point? It is about ionization, because strong is best friend with ionization word, right? Okay, so nitric acid ionizes completely. Don't say ionizes fully, ionizes completely. Buku teks guna term completely. Ionizes completely. Where? In water, while oxalic acid ionizes partially in water. Okay, why does oxalic acid ionizes partially in water? Cuba jawab soalan tu. Because why does it ionizes partially in water? Due to the fact that it is a weak acid. Betul tak? So when it is a weak acid, of course dia akan ionizes partially in water. Dapat tak? So when the ionization occurs completely and partially, what is the next sentence that's come in your mind? So after you talk about ionization, terus you jump to the concentration, because from the ionization only we know how many hydroxide and H plus ions wujud, and kat sini it is all about acid. So do we talk about hydroxide ions? No, hydroxide ions only for alkali. This one is for acid, so we are going to talk about hydrogen ions. So just write lah, the concentration of hydrogen ions, where hydrogen ions, we want to write H plus only can lah, H plus in nitric acid is higher. Saya ada another one word yang saya benci kat sini. Ada setengah students when saya menanda dia tulis nitric acid is slightly higher, fewly higher, halfly higher. Tak ada such thing slightly higher semua. It's whether higher or lower, tu je. So just write higher. Okay, sebab it's a strong acid, so mestilah concentration of hydrogen ions dia higher. Is higher than or you want to use while pun boleh. Entah, aku dah bosan dengan while, so that's why I use then. Is higher while the concentration of hydrogen ions, where H plus, where in oxalic acid is lower. Betul lah kan? Logic lah kan? Because it's all interconnected tau. So kalau you faham the concept, soalan ni memang macam kacang putih je. Is lower. So this is the way to answer. Dah talk about concentration. What is the next sentence I told to you? pH value. So the pH value for which one higher? Okay, the pH value. Okay. So remember for acid, lagi kecil the pH value lagi strong. So the pH value for nitric acid, or you want to say about oxalic pun boleh. Nitric acid is lower. Betul tak? Dia akan sangat sikit lower than the pH value for oxalic acid. So when this happens, what does it going to finish out? With the theoretical sentence. When the concentration, macam aku nyanyi lebay pula. When the concentration of hydrogen ions are higher, or are higher saja, H plus is higher, the pH value is lower. Dapat tak? The pH value is low. So this is the theoretical sentence. So betul lah. Okay, my comparison all done. Higher the pH value is lower. So saya dah bagi the complete answer. So bukan pilih-pilih ni 5 ni answer kepada satu soalan ni. So jangan you skip mana-mana of this point. Okay, jom jadi penanda pula. Okay, saya menanda. Okay, nitric acid is a strong acid. Ya, betul. And you say oxalic is a weak acid. Ya, betul. Ada tak saya compare? Ya, saya compare guna while. Saya lupa pesan. Setengah student dia letak nitric acid is a strong acid. Full stop. Oxalic acid is a weak acid. Where does the comparison? Yeah, I know there is two things in one sentence, but you should compare. So nak compare in chemistry, we won't use table semua like biology. We only use comparison words. Either while ke, then ke, whereas ke, macam tu comparison words. Faham tak? Jangan sesekali letak dot kalau soalan compare dua set macam ni. Okay, ni memang salah teknik menjawab tu kalau macam tu. We will give 0. We can penalize you. Nitric acid ionizes completely in water. Remember, where does the acid and alkali always ionize? Only ionizes in water. So kena kata dengan lengkap. Ionizes completely in water, while oxalic acid ionizes partially in water. Betul? So dapatlah. Next point. And then you talk about the concentration of hydrogen's ion in nitric acid. So it's higher lah. Betul lah. Dia tinggi than or while the concentration of hydrogen's ion in oxalic acid is lower. Dapat tak? So this is the next point. And then after concentration, terus we can talk about the pH value is lower than. See, I use the word than here. Or you want to use while boleh. Now use whereas boleh. Okay, while the pH value for the oxalic acid, then the pH value of oxalic acid. Or you can, sekejap, ni macam tak berapa lengkap. Then the pH value of oxalic acid ataupun is lower lah. Then the pH value of oxalic acid, which is higher lah. Okay, which is higher. Saya lupa sebenarnya. Okay, mention pasal dia dengan lengkap. Okay, you say the pH value of nitric acid is lower, right? Then the pH value of which is higher. So this is the correct word. Okay, so you say oxalic acid is higher. Betul lah. Ayat terakhir, when the concentration. This whole thing is and must as the last sentence. Okay, so lengkap lah. Ayat terakhir tak perlu guna then ke, whereas ke, no. The first 4 sentence kena guna comparison. Ayat keempat untuk nak restate the relationship between point nombor 3 dan nombor 4, that the concentration yang akan affect pH value. So we want to state the thing, so we say like this. So the ayat nombor 5 tu dia takkan berubah tau, dia always kekal macam tu je. Apa-apa pun sample you, dia akan kekal macam tu je. So saya rasa tu sahaja untuk video kali ini. So markah pertama ni, markah kedua ni, markah ketiga ni, markah keempat ni, markah kelima. Boleh jadi sampai 5 markah soalan ni dalam exam. So pastikan you dapat all the 5 marks. So saya rasa tu sahaja untuk video kali ini. I will meet you in another one video with a new topic, which is about chemical properties of acids and alkalis. So I rasa tu sahaja untuk video kali ni. Anyone that nak tanya apa-apa soalan, you can DM me through my Instagram, or nak chat melalui my Telegram pun boleh juga. Okay, I can help you lah untuk chemist. And all the best for those yang nak sit for trial paper. Okay, sebelum duduk exam trial, pastikan you cuba beberapa set soalan trial tahun lepas, dan baru you ambil paper trial you, supaya you tahu how does the marking scheme all looks like. Okay, for this DLP students, my channel this month will totally revise on chapter 6 and chapter 3 of form 4. So pastikan you tengok video tu. For student yang bukan DLP, video dah lengkap sampai chapter 6. You boleh tengok je. Okay, and keep rocking. Bye bye. After you punya trial, kita akan buat past year questions dan soalan sebenar SPM with proper answer scheme and proper answering technique videos. So boleh share kat kawan-kawan you untuk subscribe my channel. That's it. Bye bye.